going on, everybody? This is Mitch with SC Weather. Hope y'all been having a great Friday as we're kicking off the weekend with what looks to be more active severe weather, not just across Arkansas, Tennessee, and Mississippi, but it looks like we're going to have a threat for severe weather even in the Carolinas throughout the weekend, especially Sunday. So we're going to break all this down. We just got through a very devastating day yesterday. I think the loss of life count is up to 7 people. So my prayers go out to everybody affected by this, for sure. And I know a lot of other people think the same way, obviously. I feel like the weather community really came together throughout social media, the actual meteorologists, weather enthusiasts, and really got the word out. And I feel like it could have been a lot worse than really what it was. But as we all know in life, some things are inevitable. Some things you can't avoid, and bad things just happen. It's just the world we live in. And so obviously, our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody affected in Alabama and Georgia and everybody impacted by these storms. But unfortunately, we have more bad weather to talk about, so we're going to get going with this. If you guys have not subscribed, consider doing that. I talk weather here in the eastern U.S. and break down all major weather events. I reside here in Columbia, South Carolina, so obviously I have talk a little bit more about the Southeast in general, but talk major events for everybody. So definitely consider subscribing, like the video if you'd like it, and let's get going here. So the Storm Prediction Center already has an enhanced risk, and enhanced is a level 3 out of 5, and it goes all the way to just east of Little Rock through Memphis, all the way just about to Nashville. So this is an area where we're going to have some supercells kicking off. We're going to have more tornadoes. I really hope this busts because, man, it has just been a crazy day. But judging off what I'm about to show you with the HRRR model, these storms look dangerous, and they have that hook on them that we talk about often. You obviously see the marginal risk too for the Carolinas, but I think this is going to be connected right here. Why? Because I'm going to show you the HRRR model is really adamant about things developing here in upstate South Carolina, the Piedmont of North Carolina, and I really think some storms. We've had a lot of hailstorms here in South Carolina. I'll tell you that, in Georgia over the last 24 to 36 hours. Some storms that have really produced some hail. I actually saw it firsthand yesterday afternoon here in the northern Midlands of South Carolina. But definitely a big tornado threat here in the Arkansas, western Tennessee, and far northern areas of Mississippi area. So we're going to break all this down because it's a lot. Tornado chances up to 10% in that same area, 5% in the outer ranges. Wind threats pretty big, 45% chance. So this is a big threat, hail threat. It's obviously more elevated in the area that is calling for the most severe weather. We look at day 3 here, and check it out here. This is a huge area of slight. I think somewhere may get upgraded to an enhanced risk, whether that be in the morning of the day of this event. But this is slight risk, level 2 out of 5. I know you're thinking level 2 out of 5. That doesn't sound bad, but I've seen some wicked weather just in a marginal risk. So this goes from Atlanta, Chattanooga, through Charlotte to Columbia, Raleigh, Roanoke, all the way up to Washington, D.C. and Baltimore. So big area, and this is because this is going to be a squall line type setup. If you get any renegade supercells that form ahead of this squall line, then that really might spell a lot of trouble. So there's going to be plenty of warm air, plenty of moist air in place, and I'm about to show you all that here. So let's get going here. So we're going to show a more broader view, the whole entire Gulf Coast of the HRRR model, and see how this entire thing unfolds. And this is the latest long range. A new long range will come out in another hour or two. But you got convection blowing up over Tennessee as you get into the Saturday morning or so over Tennessee. A lot of rain. It might be some flooding in Tennessee. But this is what I'm watching right here. And we're going to get a closer look at this too. So bear with me, guys. These little sails right here, they have hooks on them. So we have to watch out for this. This is an area to watch out for right here. Let's see if we can go in and look at this here. See a little bit closer up view of Arkansas. Look at these sails that get going. You have a little bit of morning convection, but it starts to clear out, and then you get these bad boys that form right here. Look at these little hooks. Those are supercells all the way in the Texarkana area, the far northeast Texas, through Arkansas, central Arkansas, and southeast Arkansas. And all these are going to have a chance to rotate. They all have that ominous look to them where they got that hook right there. So there is going to be some big time supercells just south of Little Rock. So somebody, unfortunately, is going to get impacted by some kind of tornado again. I'm hoping not, but it really looks inevitable at this point. It really, really does. But we'll get through in time here. More broader view. Check out all the convection over, and this is for Saturday afternoon. Look at these cells in South Carolina. We'll get a closer look at that too. Look at these cells forming in South Carolina right here. Let's get going. This is getting into the early afternoon Saturday. This is really the morning time. You already have some pretty nasty looking little thunderstorms in the upstate of South Carolina. But check out what develops later in the day. Look at this little hook in this between Columbia and Florence. I think there's going to be some hailstorm. The soundings support it. I think there's going to be some hailstorms out there. Unfortunately, again, a lot of areas have been hit by hail already. But there's going to be some big time hail in some of these storms out here tomorrow, I really think. Especially if they can let loose and kind of get away from all the other convection. I mean, look at this big storm showing up near Florence as you get into Saturday evening tomorrow. So, I might actually be out chasing tomorrow, so I'll keep y'all updated on that for any viewers in the South Carolina, North Carolina area, especially if you can get a nasty cell like this form. But this can really be a stormy day tomorrow. You go back to the more broader view, but as we get going through that overnight, a linear type setup comes, a nasty, I mean, this is a huge line of storms begins to develop right here through Tennessee. By the way, Tennessee, I think something that's not getting talked about is the potential for flooding in Tennessee. It's a lot of heavy rain. But this is a nasty line of storms, and this is that develops here as we're getting into Sunday morning. It stretches all the way from almost to freaking Mexico all the way up into West Virginia. It's going to be incredible to see if this actually comes into play, but this thing gets going and it starts to intensify more. It kind of weakens a little bit maybe as it gets to the mountains and kind of in the morning hours, but not really. But I think and this is as far as it goes right here. This thing kind of gets more parallel, and I really think there's going to be maybe an issue with some kinks in this thing, and there might be some tornadoes along the squall line. But this is getting into Sunday evening, afternoon hours, and there's a nasty line of storms moving into the Carolinas, into Georgia, and here he goes. Look at this line of storms. So it's going to be warm, it's going to be hot, and it's going to be a stormy weekend. This has a chance to have some strong winds with it. And I want to show you that too. Here, check out the temperatures as we're getting into Saturday. You got a more stable air mass trying to inch and get this nasty severe weather feel out of here. But we're getting into Saturday. You got temperatures in the 70s. But look at temperature. Somebody's going to hit 90 degrees. I think Savannah hit 90 degrees today, the first 90-degree day of the year. But I think the early morning convection may cool it down, maybe prevent temperatures of getting, too warm, maybe in the upstate and the Piedmont of South and North Carolina. But we'll see how that happens. That's kind of what happened here in the middle of South Carolina today. It didn't get that warm because we stayed cloudy and stormy all day. But as we get into the next day, that front finally lets loose, and you can check out all the more cooler air and stable air going through. But check out how temperatures soar ahead of this line to the Carolinas. This is a big time front. I really think areas in the Carolinas could soar into the 80s and then drop down into the 40s by the time you wake up Monday morning. So this is a pretty powerful front as far as a drop in temperatures and the temperature gradient. But this heating really is going to help aid these storms, this line of storms ahead. And you look at the dew points, it is soupy out there. The dew points are going to surge again into Arkansas and Louisiana and Tennessee, Mississippi, and this is what's going to a dynamic that really aids into to allowing tornadic storms. So here it goes. You got dew points surging into the 70s in Arkansas, but look, as you get into time, it's going to be a humid weekend. I know it's a little bit crisp to our west right now here in Alabama and Mississippi, but the dew points are going to skyrocket again ahead of this next threat. But here it goes. Dew points stay pretty humid all weekend, and that's what allows a severe weather threat. You look at Cape, which is convective energy available for these storms. Obviously, it surges right here, as as you start to get a southerly flow, you're getting Cape anywhere from 2,000 to 2,500 up to 3,000 joules per kilogram. That is a lot of Cape, and you keep a lot of energy, and it kind of turns into more of a low Cape kind of high shear event as you get into the Carolinas, and turns more into a strong wind threat. But that doesn't mean, check out the Cape building here in the daytime, that doesn't mean you can't get us some tornadoes with this threat Sunday into the Carolinas. So significant tornado parameter. It spikes, obviously, right where we're expecting tornadoes, right in here. But obviously, as you get into the Carolinas, it spikes again right here, where you can get some warming ahead of this line of storms. Here comes the helicity updrafts, where you can have basically it's trying to account for rotation. Here it comes. There's where our big threat is, and you're getting going through here, and time is, and it begins to shift over here. But as it becomes more of a line of storms, got a gnat right here in front of me. As we're getting more of a line of storms here, it really begins to kind of lose the tornado threat to it, and becomes more straight line winds, and I really want to show you that too. Check out this. This is a potential max wind gust, and look how high they kind of get as we get later into Sunday, and it picks up on this major line of storms right here, and that's what you have to worry about Sunday. Maximum wind gusts in the 40s, near 50 miles per hour. It's because it's picking up on that potential line of squall line, the potential for a squall line. I tell you what, Sunday might be a day where you see an impressive shelf cloud or something. It's just a UFO-looking cloud. You ever look in the sky and see, we call them shelf clouds, and basically it just looks like something out of Independence Day. When Will Smith looks up in the sky and sees the spaceship. You might see something like that Sunday here in the Carolinas and Georgia and across the southeast, really, as you have a huge line of storms that drapes across the southeast ahead of a cold front. So it's going to be an interesting weekend. It's going to be an active weekend across the entire southeast. So y'all stay safe. I'll have an update tomorrow, and we'll see how this unfolds. And best of luck to everybody who's recovering, and stay weather aware, because it doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. So y'all have a blessed evening and stay safe.